Hi everybody, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 17th of June. I'm Jackson. We've got a 10 seal set. As always, there'll be timestamps in the description if you just want to look at one of these options that you're stuck on or you just want to skip all the other stuff. So, this set's okay. Nothing amazing, but nothing absolutely terrible. If you're up to me, I'd go Flame Matros, Resources from the World, and Repairing Infrastructure in Cyrodiil. Sometimes it can be a pain in the ass finding anything to repair, but once you find like one wall, like this one's really good. So yeah, I'd try that one. But yeah, if not, I'd probably go this one. I would skip this one just on the basis that it requires a player, whereas everything else kind of doesn't. The more the less you rely on other players for these ones, the better it is, I think. So I'll start with Flame Atronachs and Resources from the World, because you can kind of do these two at the same time. But it's a little bit dependent on the location. Because usually I use a instance area for Flame Atronachs, which I'll still talk about, but yeah. Today, what I would suggest you do instead is look at, in Craglorn, you've got Spellscar right here. This section here, this third of the area, has just Flame Atronachs and a bunch of Air Atronachs stuff. So what I would suggest you do is come here, kill Flame Atronachs here, and then move around and try and find some resources from the world. So I'll go through these two options now. So Flame Atronachs, I assume most people know what these things look like. This is a Flame Atronach, this thing here. So what you want to do is try and just tap it. I hate when I see people go nuts and kill them as fast as possible. Try and just like leave them for other people to hit, because yeah, you're just kind of screwing over other people if you kill them super quick. Because everybody's got the same idea here. They want to find Atronachs to kill. If you just kill them too quick, it just stops them from being able to do the endeavors quickly. There's also resources from the world. So pretty much anything that you can find around this area is gonna basically work for this. The only exception to that rule is going to be insect. So I don't know if there's any here, to be honest. I'm wondering if there's any. Yeah, I don't know. So butterflies, torchbugs, wasps, and flesh fly forms. They're the things that don't work. Chests don't work. These troves don't work, but basically everything else that you can find around this area here is going to be some kind of resource from the world. So this ore over here counts. So you can just grab this, and then yeah, just give this thing a tap, and then obviously help them kill everything else. But yeah, just keep the try not to kill the Atronach too much, because like you're going for ones in the background there, and just people kill them before you can get to them. It's pretty annoying, but like it won't take you long. It'll take you a few minutes. Even if you like aren't able to kill a couple, like if you miss some, it's probably going to be quicker than doing a guild daily or completing stages in the Infinite Archive with a guildmate. Like that one just, it's not super good. I was like, go, 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 hit it, and that's it. And then you're good. Kill everything else. Good. Thank you for waiting. There's another one over here, so we'll just go pop. And then we'll wait for other people. And now we'll just slap it again a little bit, and we're good. So yeah, just do that for a bit, and you'll be good to go. And you will likely get 5 Flame Atronachs before you end up getting all your resources from the world, so just exit the area and just look around. So, you know, you can just find a Nightshade right here, and there'll be probably some runestones and some cut like rough wood that you can cut. Yeah, so there's a runestone here, so these things work. And then you get some Rubidite ore. Yeah, you get the picture. Just do that for a little bit. You can use surveys to harvest a bunch of stuff super quick. So each survey will give you 6 nodes guaranteed. So just 2 surveys is all you need, and maybe even like 1 survey after doing the Flame Atronachs in Spellscar. So the only thing is, as I always say, you know what I'm about to say, right? Keep a couple of these things in your inventory, if you can, because sometimes you get survey endeavors, and sometimes these survey endeavors require you to do 2. So if you don't have any surveys when they come up, you're fucked, and those tend to be pretty good endeavors to do. So yeah, just hold a couple of these things as like a like a contingency plan sort of thing. And then I'll just talk as well about some other Flame Atronach locations. Firstly, I'll talk about how to get to Spellscar for the first time. So, home tours, man, this thing is so good. You've got Hackfield's High Hall, and you've got Elnir's Private Arena found here. These are both pretty close, and so what you do is you go to home tours, browse homes, and yeah, you just type in like Eleanor Private Arena, for example, this one. So you just travel there, go out the back, go out the front door, and then just travel out here. Get this way shrine or this one, and then you've got easy access from here. You can also do the same thing with Reaper's March. There is a house here, yep, Serenity Falls, you can use to get to this way shrine, which is close to the flame Atronachs that you can find in Willowgrove. And it's the same thing, while you're on your way to Willowgrove, even if it's just this spot here, you can find some resource nodes on the way there too. Now, the only thing is, compared to the ones in Cragborn, they're a lot weaker. The ones in Willowgrove, they take a lot less damage before they die, which means if there's lots of players there, you'll struggle more than here, and this is even a struggle already, to like get hits in before the enemies die, so just keep that in mind. If you want an instanced area, which can be handy for if these places are just too busy and you just want something that you can guarantee getting a bunch of kills in, you can use City of Ash 1. So some areas where you'll see enemies, like mobs of like the scamps and stuff, the fires that are around those scamps, when you get into combat with the groups, they will spawn flame Atronachs from the fire. So you can use that to get, there's 10 in the initial area before you, like you don't have to kill a single boss to get access to 10 of them. I will link in the description the map where you can find all 10, so that might help too. But yeah, you just have to kill like 4 or 5 groups of enemies to get access to them all. So yeah, really good for using that. And if you want to get to here for the first time, use Cliff Shade as a house, or use this way shrine, or use this way shrine. Any of these that you've got. But I guarantee most people have already got this. If you've been here once, you'll be able to go here. Like you'll be able to travel here from a way shrine. So yeah, if you have Cliff Shade, just come up here, through here. There'll be enemies here. Just skip past them on your mount. Just keep going. Then up here, watch out for some Inheritance people here. Just skip past them again, and yeah, just get here for the first time, and then you've got this place forever. When you can just travel to it via way shrine. There's a couple of other places, you can find some in Vardenfell. Up here, there's some in some of these old Daedric ruins. You can find some as well here as well. But yeah, I wouldn't really. I reckon just Spellscar's fine, because you're getting resources from the world at the same time anyway, right? So character that you've got, get them to have like max mount speed. You got your mount speed here. You've got Gallop from the Alliance Force skill line. You're going to want this. If you don't have continuous attack, you can also get Adept Rider, which gives you Mage Gallop as well. Sorry, Gallop. It used to be called Mage Gallop. And then in green champion points, you've got Gifted Rider, which increases your mount speed. You can also get War Mount, which takes away your stamina costs, meaning you can sprint infinitely, which can help. Especially now that there's less green champion points to use, it's like more incentive to use that sort of thing. Master Gatherer, also really helpful. Cuts the amount of time it takes to harvest stuff by half. So basically half the time you're going to just be harvesting stuff in this case, so it's good to have this one. Plentiful Harvest too, just for increasing the amount you get, can be nice, but it's not super important. As far as on foot movement speed, because it's kind of helpful to have on foot stuff as well when you're off your mount trying to run from node to node. I either use Ring of the Wild Hunt to make yourself super quick, and a Nightblade with, particularly if you've got Concealed Weapon, because that gives you Minor Expedition as well. So that alone will make you like super quick. But yeah, you don't need that stuff. But yeah, Wild Hunt's great. If not, yeah, you can use Adept Rider. You can also use Coward's Gear to give you super speed. I will link in the description my video for Vampirism sprint builds that I use. This is basically the same thing I used here, and yeah, it gives you super high mount speed and foot speed for doing this. There's also an add-on. It's called HarvestMap. I will also link this in the description. This is the thing that shows all the nodes on the map, and you can customize it to show exactly what you want. So as you can see here, I'll go all through this stuff. So you look at all this shit counts for the Endeavor. So just run for a while and you'll probably find some stuff. Just understand it spawns in like certain locations. It's not always in the same spot every time. But yeah, just look around. Like there's so much stuff in the wild. And if you can use Cragborn, because you can get Gnome Crux, so potent Gnome Crux, yield blood cocaine. So this stuff here sells for a lot. Or you can use it to make really powerful weapons. The main hand dagger is like one of the meta setups usually for people. I think sometimes charge and charged is better, but yeah, in general, like Nirnhone's going to be really good. So you can use that for your for your weapons sometimes. But yeah, normally you can just sell it for a lot or use it for research purposes. All that good stuff. And yeah, you also get fortified Nocrocs, which is good too. That is only something you get from Craglorn nodes, and only from the wood nodes, the cloth nodes, these ones here, the blacksmithing and the jewelry nodes, just those 4. Everything else doesn't count. But you still want to get that stuff anyway because it counts in the Endeavor. Alright, so next up we'll talk about the repairing in Cyrodiil one. So what you want to do is find a campaign where your faction is doing okay. The funny thing is, it's about 90% looking for a keep that's damaged, and like 10 or 5% actually doing the repairing. Like it takes so little. Yeah, it's just the issue of finding a keep to repair. Oh wow, we've got Fallen Trunk just chilling. Okay. Just keeping it from the enemy. So, oh, a bit of lag there. Then we'll go look. No. So go outside and just look for... Oh yeah, perfect. Here we go. Yeah, beautiful. So what you need is 2 repair kits. So you put them in the quick slot, use them like a potion, and that's it. So that should be enough. Yeah, 407. Beautiful. So see what I mean? It's so quick to do it. It just requires you to pay like, I don't know, 200 gold for the repair kits, and then finding a keep wall to repair. So firstly, you're going to need some repair kits. Any quartermaster, anytime you go to a keep, which is going to be what you need to do in order to repair them. So they'll have these quartermasters. They always sell Cyrodiil repair kits at like an infinite source for 90 gold each. So you just need to buy 2 of these because they repair 5,000 each, and then you just need to find a keep that is damaged. So just look at the health bar of the keep wall or whatever, and you'll find them. So these crane tools are your the main thing you're going to be looking for, because any keep wall that is damaged will have these things up here. So just look for those and you'll be good to go. Now sometimes you'll just go through a keep and not find any walls to repair. I'm sorry, I can't really do anything about that. Sometimes there's just nothing to repair. So sometimes it can be unreliable, but in most cases this is going to be just really good. Like I said, most of the time you're going to be spending looking for a keep wall, and then like a teeny little bit of time you'll be spending just repairing it. There is something worth noting. With walls, the mine impacts the health of the walls. So if the mine is taken after the keep is taken, the keep walls will increase their health but won't get repaired. So that's generally going to be the best time to look at these sorts of things when they change ownership usually. Because after a while, I think everything gets repaired automatically by like game mechanics. But that's a good way to maybe see if you can get them repairing. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's from my limited ability to just like test how this works. That's what I've seen so far. Alright, so now I'll talk about guild daily quests. So there's 5 that work, and there's one that surprisingly doesn't. That's annoying. So heists, Dark Brotherhood, Black Sacraments, those 2 from Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, they work. The Undaunted Daily Delve, this one here, also works from Bulgrul. There's 3 locations you can get this. I find the best one to be Deshaan myself. There's 3 locations. You can get them from Deshaan, you can get them from Stormhaven's capital Wayrest, or Daggerfall's capital Wayrest, and then Gratwood in Eldenroot. Eldenroot's got a pretty good location for the Undaunted Delve, but the other 2 are in a tree and you can't mount in those locations, so I don't find it to be that great. Then Wayrest is a bit not as good as Deshaan, I think, because this one has a really cheap house that you can get, and when you're in the middle of nowhere, you can use this to travel back here, and it's just a bit more convenient. So there's 3 here. So you've got the Undaunted Delve, which I try not to do, the Public Dungeon Daily for Mage's Guild, which is probably the one I use the most, and then you've got the Fighters Guild one, which I use a little bit, depending on... It's very dependent on what you get. That's the issue, because you can never be sure. Now, if you're wondering about pledges, they don't work, sadly. I don't fucking know why, but they don't. Pledges would sometimes be good. With dolmens, so first I'll just explain. The reason I don't like delves is you have to kill the delve boss, which is painful sometimes, because if you're waiting for them to respawn, you're just wasting time. And you also have to do like fetch quests inside the delves, and they can also require you to interact. Like some of them can be not instanced, so other players will like grab them while you're trying to get them, and it's annoying. So if it's like prime time, this can be kind of annoying. Whereas with this one, it's very friendly for like large groups, and this one's also instant. The chest itself is instant. So I try to rely on these two just because they're more convenient and quicker. So you go to guild here, and you'll get Dark Anchors in Alka Desert. That'd be perfect. Alka Desert's like the most common one, and it's very easy to get like join groups there because there's always people doing stuff. But you come to this person here. So yeah, it's always in the Fighters Guild, always in the Mages Guild, always at the Undaunted Enclave. These quests will be. So yeah, you can look at this one, Stormhaven. It's not great. The TLDR for the Fighters Guild one is just one dolmen. In this case, I didn't get a very good one. I don't like Stormhaven because of this one out here. If it's this one, it's a pain in the ass. If it's either of the other two, it's fine because they're not too bad. But yeah, this one's a fucking nightmare. And same with Green Shade. I hate dealing with Green Shade because there's a fucking one out here. And Malabal Tor sucks as well because this one. But yeah, you get the point. Sometimes you get like good ones, like Oridon's great, Deshaan's good, Shadowfen's good, Alka Desert's great. Yeah, some of them could be painful to deal with. So just depends on which one you get and which Wayshrines you've got. Because if you don't have the Wayshrines in the zone, obviously it's going to be shit. And in that case, most of the time, public dungeon guild dailies are going to be best. So you get them from the Mages Guild. So all you have to do to complete the Dolmen daily for the Fighters Guild is just finish the Dolmen, that's it. So you don't have to get a certain amount of kills, you don't have to do crazy stuff, you just have to have participated in the Dolmen. And that's it. So it's super easy to do that one. But I prefer doing this one just because it's instanced. And usually it's like super quick, in most cases. In majority of instances, if you haven't been there before, like to the public dungeon, you can use a house via housing tours, like home tours to get there. For example, this one, if you don't have either of these Wayshrines, you've got Seabloom Villa and home tours. So you can just go Browse Homes, and yeah, just type in Seabloom Villa, go to that house. It will take you here in Oridon, and then you can just travel up here, and you've got quick access to the dungeon. That being said, after you do it, maybe go outside and get the Wayshrine, so you've got easy access from that point. But yeah, it's not too bad. And every single zone basically has some kind of house. So I will also link in the description. I'll show you one more thing. So we type player housing. So you can find if a zone has houses through this. And so, for example, if I type in Oridon, it will give me every house that you can find in Oridon, and you can use it. So Seabloom Villa, and you click on this, and it will even give you a location on the map of where to find it. And you can just scroll out, see where it is on the map, and use that as a reference. So keep this shit on speed dial. ESO game map for USP. It's so fucking helpful. So while you're doing this one, you might as well also be on the lookout for resources from the world, because yeah, you'll be passing by stuff most likely, especially if you haven't unlocked any Wayshrines nearby. So yeah, you can do the resource from the world one conveniently for a couple of these. Just not so much for 4 stages in the Infinite Archive or the one in Cyrodiil, because there are not any nodes in a keep itself. They're just out in the open. Yeah, this one's not too bad either, I suppose. Okay, so you can jump up here. It's just a bit... oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So you can come up here to shortcut that a little bit instead of going all the way around. Right, so when you get in, it will give you a location. You just go to that location and there will be a chest. The best thing about it is, as I said before, it's instanced. So if another player goes and grabs the chest, it doesn't matter for you. You can just grab it anyway. Because everybody uses like an instanced version of the item. You just find it here, grab it. And this is why I like Deshaan, because now we go out, we go here, and then we go travel outside of this house. And then instead of going all the way back to the Wayshrine, you can use this to travel there much quicker. You can also do the same thing with Maris Kiss Public House and use the Wayshrine right there. It's just slightly slower. back to the Mages Guild, hand that sucker in, and we're good. So, yeah, really easy that one too. Just gotta have some resources available to you to find some houses and whatnot. And yeah, you can make it a lot easier on yourself. With Infinite Archive, let me first just explain what it is and how to find it. You can find it here. You can travel to it from a wayshrine anywhere. It is base game. So despite it being in Necron, which is a paid DLC, you don't actually need it to get access to this. So everybody's got access to this. The only thing is getting a guildmate. Now, it's actually quite easy to make your own guild. Like, you don't need a huge guild. Even like you can just build one from scratch right now. So what you do is you go creating and joining guilds, create guild here, and you can literally just type in gobbledygook, and it doesn't matter. Just create it, and then go to the guild, go roster, and just find any random bob from the street, and just type in their name. So in this case, I've got my other character here. Now I am going to be using this with two of my own characters here, but I also am going to use this point to just demonstrate that you can do this entirely on your own. Like, even though the other player's there, they don't have to be able to participate at all. Like, everything can be done on your own. Like, it's not like all the enemies are like built for 2 really strong players. Like, you can do 4 stages like super quick and super easy. So now that you are in your guild together, now what you want to do is invite to group, and now you'll be able to go into Infinite Archive together. So just go over here and travel. That's what usually happens. So in order to go in, you use the Archival Wings. You can grab the quest if you want, but if you're just doing the 4 stages, you won't get the quest done. We'll go here. We'll see if it works. Okay, it does. But I guess if you're too far away from the door, but it bugged out for me, and I couldn't actually use the door on the other character. So all you do to start the archive run is go through these black circles, and it'll spawn some enemies. So it always starts with a few melee enemies and a ranged enemy. What I suggest is, in the beginning, find the ranged enemies and stick on them first, because the melee enemies will come to you, but the ranged enemies will keep trying to run away. You can see the, oh yeah, they're coming in there. That's what I mean. Follow the range enemies around, because they bloody run away all the time. Alright, so the third wave of every stage will always have one of these bigger targets here. So be a little careful. Oh yeah, need to summon my bear. That's what's wrong. Okay. Okay, so that's one stage. So it's important to make sure that you do the guild stuff before you actually enter the archive. I should have pointed that out. If you create your guild while you're already in here, and you have people join after, sometimes it won't work. So keep that in mind as well. I had that issue before. So do that stuff before you get into archive. Alright, so now we get to these. So these are verses. So every time you complete a stage, you get a verse. These are powerful buffs that last one stage. So the next stage or cycle, I'll talk about cycles in a minute. Alright, so when both people get their verses, you'll go to the next stage, and then we start again. So once again, locate the ranged enemy over here, and then stick on them, because the melee enemies will come to you. Okay, so after you complete 2 stages, so you get another verse, that's pretty good. So now you'll get a boss. So the next fight that you deal with will be a boss. Alright, so we got the West first. So this is the first boss from Spindleclutch 1. Hold on, let's see to grab something. Okay. So the bosses that you can get are from all over the place. You can get world bosses, you can get story bosses, you can get all sorts of shit. To beat the boss, you get some, you get a monument chest, so you get some fortunes from this, which is the currency that you use to spend on stuff in Infinite Archive. You also get like a blue item. You get sometimes you get one of these blue sellable books, so you get a bit of gold from these, which is nice. So now we get a vision. So this is not going to be very impactful for you for this, just for the sake of the endeavor. These are less powerful verses, but they last the entire time. So some of these can be really good, but some of these can be very very conditional. So damage shot with magic attacks, I don't really do any magic damage, so it wouldn't be very good for me. But yeah, ultimate cost is good too. But yeah, these last the entire time until you leave. Right, so once you both get your verses in your chests, now you come back out, and literally this, literally the cycle repeats. So it'll be another stage and then cycle. So you get 2 more stages from this, and that will be everything done. So yeah, just as I said, just keep stacking on the ranged enemies, and all the melee enemies will come to you, and try and save your ultis for the bigger waves, the third wave at the end, or maybe save it for the first boss just in case. When you're ready to leave, you always hit this thing here, the index. So every time you get to a new stage, that will show up. So that's the time that you leave. So you can either go out the portal that way, you can travel to your house, or you can just hit this thing and it resets the instance. So you hit this, and then it'll remove you from area, and you just leave, and it'll take you back to where you were. So that's all the stuff related to endeavors. So if you have any questions, as always, you just let me know. But yeah, that's endeavors done. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. We'll see you next time, and take care.